There is a lot to go over today. A lot to go over. The Giants might have another option, a potential option at head coach. We're going to go over that here in a little bit. But before we do, if you love the Giants and you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. If you're a Giants fan, you have to be excited. You have to be thrilled that there is a really great chance in the Giants landing a guy like John Harbaugh. There's a fantastic chance that happens. Now, we all know that he had an interview with the Atlanta Falcons. At least they labeled that an interview. It was just a phone call between him and Matt Ryan. That's all it was. And in fact, John Harbaugh and his camp kind of got upset that the Falcons labeled it an interview. Well, a little while after that, it came out that Giants president Chris Mara told The Athletic that he met with John Harbaugh for lunch on Sunday. It was an informal meeting at the coach's house, but he met with John Harbaugh for lunch on Sunday. Now, it was, as I said, an informal meeting. There was no offer presented to John Harbaugh, even though that is the rumor that the Giants did discuss some money with Harbaugh. But it was an informal meeting that Mara had with Harbaugh. And it just goes to show you how intense the Giants are taking this right now. According to Ryan Dunleavy, Joe Schoen and Harbaugh talked for about 30 minutes on Wednesday. Then according to Peter Schwartz, it has been said that Schoen was described as great, phenomenal, persistent, and very good to deal with in his recruitment of Harbaugh. And that's great news. But number one, it's Joe Schoen doing his damn job. It's him doing his job as the general manager of the New York Giants. He's trying to bring in a guy to help him save his job. And he knows how important this is. Now, there were rumblings, there were rumors that Harbaugh wouldn't want to work with Joe Schoen. Logan Ryan said it himself, that he believes that Harbaugh doesn't want to work for a guy like Joe Schoen. Well, apparently, at least right now, things are going well between the two, between Schoen and Harbaugh. Schoen has been relentlessly pursuing him since he was terminated by the Baltimore Ravens. Shane's doing his job, and if he does this, he'll get some brownie points, in my opinion. He would. It would mean a lot if he goes and is able to get Harbaugh and is able to work with a guy like John Harbaugh, because it's not just, a first-time head coach. This is a guy who was a head coach for 18 seasons, a Super Bowl winning head coach at that. But there are also rumors, as I said earlier, there are rumors going around that the Giants made an unofficial offer to Harbaugh in the range of $20 million per year. Gary Myers said that there has been no offer made to Harbaugh for the job just yet. Now, $20 million, we heard that was a rumor. We heard that it's not official. I don't know if I believe it. It's going to cost you a lot of money. I just don't know if it's going to cost you $20 million, but even if it does, I think he's worth it. Peter Schwartz also said that Tom Coughlin reached out to Harbaugh, vouching for Harbaugh to take the Giants job. And this is a Giants legend. This is a two-time Super Bowl winning head coach, Tom Coughlin. And he's doing his job as a Giants alum, I suppose. But it means a lot to us fans that a legend like Tom Coughlin, a guy, in my opinion, who got raw end of the deal here when they let him go and they put McAdoo on. I think that Tom Coughlin reaching out to Harbaugh just goes to show you how much of a full court press the Giants are putting on to acquire Harbaugh as their next head coach. According to Jordan Radin, it is said that Harbaugh is looking for a team with a strong QB situation. Giants have that. They have more than that. They don't have too much cap space, but they have a lot of young talent. They have the 5th pick overall in the draft. You could also create more cap space too. You have Malik Neighbors when he's healthy. You have Tyrone Tracy and Scattaboo in the backfield. You have a really strong offensive line. Andrew Thomas was healthy. Showed you once again, like, hey, when Andrew Thomas is there, the line is really good. Illuminor, I hope he comes back. But the Giants' offensive line had such a good season. Their defense, you have Abdul Carter woke up when Bowen left. Burns, Sexy, Dexy. My goodness, you have an anchor on the D-line, an anchor on the O-line. There's just a lot to love about this Giants team. And if I'm Harbaugh, yeah, I would think he would want to take the job. And he does. according to Ian O'Connor, the Giants are in the slight lead to go and grab Harbaugh as their head coach. But here's the wild card in all this. Mike Tomlin is now available. He just stepped down as the Steelers head coach. Now, it's being reported that Tomlin wants to coach in a warm weather state. He'd prefer that. And also, too, you would have to trade a draft pick to go and get Tomlin. Mike Tomlin resigned, so he wasn't fired. So the Steelers still have his rights. So if he wants to coach, a team would have to trade for him. So there is that. But Tomlin, one of the better head coaches for the past 15 years. I don't care what you say about him. The stability that the Steeler organization has had. They've competed year in and year out. I think he's a great head coach. And also, too, with recent years not having the best roster, he makes the most of it. So I would love Tomlin, but he also might do some TV. So we'll see. But according to O'Connor, the Giants remain locked in on Harbaugh. And that's the guy that I want. That's Harbaugh. Now, Chris Mara is married to a Rooney. So there is that. We'll see what happens there. But according to O'Connor, the Giants have a slight lead, as I said, in the Harbaugh sweepstakes. Here's the most wild news. And I think this says a lot about the character of Brian Daboll. Former coach Brian Daboll personally reached out to Harbaugh to recommend the Giants opening and how great it would be for him to be paired with Jackson Dart. I was a fan of Daboll. Once again, I know he wasn't the best. I get it. Maybe he wasn't even the best leader, and you have to be able to lead, and Harbaugh's going to be able to do that. Daboll actually just interviewed for, I believe, the Titans job, by the way. But Brian Daboll, after that divorce, I would call it, that he had with the Giants, and him still coming out and saying, hey, you would work great with Jackson Dart. It goes a long way for me. It does. And I thought about it in my head. I'm like, man, imagine Daboll coming back as the OC. No, not happening. Not happening. No shot. I'm just being funny. But I have a lot of respect for Daboll for reaching out to Harbaugh himself. And he didn't have to do that. He has no ties to the Giants anymore, right? He doesn't have to do that. If anything, he could say, hey, don't take that job. Shane stinks. Instead, he said the opposite. So big news, great news for the Giants, but we'll see where they go. 3 teams, top 3 teams for Harbaugh: Giants, Titans, Falcons. Probably not the Dolphins anymore, but Giants, Titans, Falcons, in my opinion. And this is the Giants' competition to lose. Competitions for a friggin' head coach, but it's the Giants to lose. And if you don't want Harbaugh, that's your business. But I want Harbaugh. I think he'd be a great fit here. And if Harbaugh, for some reason, chooses the Titans, I'm getting on the phone with Mike Tomlin as soon as possible. I'm going to see, hey, I know it's going to cost the draft pick to get you, but brother, we want you. Like, can we make a deal? And I know it's not a warm weather state. New Jersey's not warm. New York's not warm. But I would at least reach out to Tomlin if you lose out on Harbaugh. But right now, you're so locked in on Harbaugh that, in my opinion, just follow through, see what happens, see if you could get him. I wish the Yankees were this in on Kyle Tucker, but that's for another channel that I do have. So listen, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Joe signing out.